Teaching students to solve percent problems is as simple as having them build a rectangle. The rectangle is made up of 4 parts. In the lower left corner of the rectangle is where they will put the total percent. In the lower right corner of the rectangle is where they will put the total number. In the top left corner of the rectangle is where they will put the change in percent, and in the top right corner is where they will put the change in number. When solving percent problems, either the change in percent, the change in number, or the total number is missing. In order to find the missing part, the students simply need to complete the rectangle. Let's go ahead now and look at some percent problems where either the change in percent, the change in number, or the total number is missing. The percent problem given is 30% of 50 is what number? So how do we go about solving this? All we need to do is build the rectangle. We start with what we know. We're given the total number of 50, and the total number of 50 is 100% of 50. So first we put down our 100 block in the bottom left corner. Beside the total percent, we put the total number, which in this case is 50. Next we put down the change in percent, and we can see from the question that that is 30%. So we have the total percent, the total number, the change in percent. We seem to be missing the change in number. So how do we find that? All we need to do is complete the rectangle. To complete the rectangle, we simply fill in the corner. And what fits in the corner is 15. So 30% of 50 is 15. Simply, all you need to do is look at this side. There's 3. On this side, there's 5. 3 times 5 is 15. Or 5 times 3 is 15. You can go 5, 10, 15, or 3, 6, 9, 12, 15. So by filling in the corner, we can see that 30% of 50 is 15. Next we have 15 is what percent of 50? We start with our total percent in the bottom left corner. We put our total number in the bottom right corner. We put our change in number, or 15, in the top right corner. And we can see what is missing is the change in percent. So how do we find out what the change in percent is? All we need to do is complete the rectangle. We complete the rectangle by filling in the top left corner. We can see here that we have 10 along this side and 3 along this side, and 3 times 10 is 30. So 15 is 30% of 50, or 15 is 30% of 50. The next percent problem is 15 is 30% of what number? Again, how do we solve this problem? All we need to do is build the rectangle. Again, we start by putting the total percent, or our 100 block, in the bottom left corner. Next, we put our change of percent in the top left corner. And then we put our change in number, or 15, in the top right corner. We can see by building the rectangle that we are missing the total number. Well, how do we find the total number? Again, all we need to do is complete the rectangle. To complete the rectangle, we simply fill in the bottom right corner. This is 50, and we get that by going 10 times 5. 10 times 5 is 50, or 5 times 10 is 50. So 15 is 30% of 50. To recap, to solve percent problems, all we need to do is have the student build a rectangle. The bottom left corner has the total percent, the bottom right corner has the total number, the top left corner has the change in percent, and the top right corner has the change in number. If any of these 3 elements, the change in percent, change in number, or total number, is missing, we can find them simply by completing the rectangle.